Birds starter Chris Bassett, who would give up 6 earned in just 2 innings of work. Cade Povich would then bridge the gap. He'd surrender a pair in 5 2/3. And skipper Craig Alvarez was tossed in the top of the 3rd, the first ejection of his young managerial career. And now 3-6 O's continued their road trip this evening with a first of 3 against the White Sox. And the Fan will have your pregame coverage with Baltimore baseball tonight, presented by Jerry's Home Services from 6 to 7 p.m. with first pitch slated for 7:40 Eastern. Your Monday forecast from the Bob Bell Kia Nissan of Essex Weather Center. Partly cloudy skies and breezy, highs in the upper 50s. I'm Joe LaCroix, Ravens Terps, and you're home for the most Orioles coverage. We are 105.7 The Fan.
And Jeremy Kahn. The Big Bad Morning Show. Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
In the AM, Baltimore's Big Bad Morning Show on The Fan. Put your feet on the floor, jumpstart your day with your boys. I'm lying, Jeremy.
Yeah?
It's 5:02 here.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Good for you. An hour less sleep after travel. Nice.
and I was a bad guy last night because we were determined to get some steak in, man. We went to this place called Chicago Cut. And we made some phone calls to kind of get them to push back the time a little bit on the reservation. So we got there 8:35-ish, which I'm realizing is 9:35 back in Baltimore. So I'm extending my day, which means I'm minimizing my sleep. But I was going to get me a steak. Because, like, you know, when you travel, the first night is the best night to get things done. Because after that, you get caught up in work. You know what I mean? So it's almost like if you don't get it done that first night, you're probably not going to get it done. So you get in, and the guys wanted to go out and eat some steak, so we all went out, and we had a good time. Good time. Now, I heard you had a good time on Saturday. How was Fanverary?
Fanverary was really good. There were a couple moments, seeing some of the callers and, getting a chance. Everybody always talks about putting a voice to a face and things like that. Oh, I didn't think you looked like this. Now with YouTube and everything else, social media, people know how, what people look like. But with our callers, when they call in, you'd hear a voice, you'd be like, I know that voice. So I met, as soon as I walked in, I met Joe in Woodbury.
I've always wanted to meet Joe in Woodbury.
Great guy.
I mean, yeah, he is, yeah.
The whole thing, like, I felt bad initially because, so Ed and I went up on stage, and I'm sorry if everybody didn't get to hear it. That stuff was a home run, I thought, with the clips from Ed screwing up and then some of the messages I left Joe. I saw our sales staff was losing it up front, and I wish more people got to hear it. Like, people got up to eat. You know how if there's any chatter, it'll kind of drown out the sound.
Yeah.
That was the only thing, is like I wanted more people to hear it. Some in the back kind of walked up to listen to it. But it was really cool. I mean, there was a point where one of the salespeople asked Ed and I to go take a picture with someone, and then we looked up, and then there was a line, and more times than not, you go, oh man, I didn't expect all this, but it was super cool to see that all these people wanted to take pictures, getting to rub elbows with some of the guys on the other shows. It was fun, and I know you got Tim nice and hungover before you came down. So
absolutely, that was my goal.
Yeah,
I told you guys that. If I couldn't be there, I was going to make him slept through it.
Yeah, and I gave everyone your message and what you told me. Without no you, there would be no them. You know what I mean? Like, so I told them.
You know what? One thing I love about you is you never misquote me.
I told everybody. By the way, I told everybody about the group text you put me on with our good friend Ray Bachman. To which it's so funny because Ray asked Rob what size shirt he wore, and Rob said large, and Ray said I liked you better when you were fat. So Rob sends that to me on the group text with Ray, and then I said, well, that's interesting because I didn't even like you when you were fat. And Rob's like, with friends like these.
The message was, I sent it to Jeremy because it said there's only one other person that will respond the way Ray responded, And I immediately asked God why he made me work with both of them. Because Ray was my producer for, with 3 years?
Yeah.
No, longer than 3 years. I worked there for 5 years. I did the 6 to 8 for 1 year. So for 4 years, he was my producer. And then, now I've been with you. So the only 2 people on this earth that will respond that way to my text. And I work with both of them.
Yeah.
I read it, I'm like, is this Jeremy or Ray?
You send it, and then all of a sudden I sent one right back. I was like, yeah, this makes sense then. So the other thing with Fanverary, we had, there were just a lot of people that, listeners that came up and had a chance to talk. Jonathan in Essex was there, talked to him for quite a bit. We had a bunch of people. You get the people say, hey, man, I've been listening to you guys for so long. I never call in, and we met a bunch of those guys. But there were groups there. People won prizes. We played some games. Some of the games worked. Some of them need to be tweaked a little bit. But overall, that place, by the way, the food at the Fallston Barrel, amazing. I didn't realize.
I told you, man.
Yeah.
As Corey described it, he's right. It's a hidden gem in Harford County. Like a lot of people don't know about Fallston Bear House. Not just the Fallston Live, but the restaurant / bar itself is an amazing place, and a lot of people don't know about it.
Well, the owner asked me, he was like, just give me, some tips on what to eat. Like, hey, this is good, you should try this. And he told me to try the prawns and risotto. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll eat your shrimp and your risotto. No, they were gigantic prawns. They were huge. And taking them home, and my wife wasn't feeling well, so she actually ended up eating most of my food, but we both enjoyed it.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Well, I'm glad it was a great time, man. And, we're right back at it this Friday.
Yeah.
Because you and I are going to be over there at Elephant in the Room, called it the Big Bad Breakfast Takeover, getting you ready for the Masters this weekend. So,
Rob, I never eat breakfast, and I can guarantee you on Friday I will be eating breakfast.
Oh, you're going to eat it. But yeah, Jeremy Allen, the owner of Elephant in the Room, will join us later on the day. So we're active already. Last week, we had opening day. This week, 2 weeks ago opening day. Last week was Fanverary, and this week right here is the Big Bad Breakfast at Elephant in the Room.
Can we restart the baseball season, though? Can we just kind of get a refresher on that? Man, that's rough. Man. I saw somebody, it was one of the, I wish I could give credit to who it was, but you know how sometimes you're just scrolling on Twitter, and there was this thing, it says bullpen, hitting, and starting pitching. And then whenever you clicked on one, the other 2 went off. so you clicked it, it's over there, it's like, okay, let me try bullpen. Nope, that means hitting and starting pitching is going to be off. And at times this weekend, it didn't feel like any of it was working.
My greatest suspicion, or one of them, is really haunting me right now, because the outfield defense was the one thing that I was really, really nervous about. And it's not so much errors, it's what you get to. It's not errors. I don't think those guys are going to make a ton of errors. I just don't know what they're capable of getting to. And that's the one thing that's kind of,
Yeah.
It's questionable. I don't know if it gets better.
Yeah, we all brought up the things that we question about the team and then concerns. And for you guys, it was starting pitching. For me, it was bats. And then after the weekend, I started going, you know what, I think Rob might be, oh, wait a minute, what were the scores? Maybe I wasn't wrong. Maybe they're not wrong either. Maybe we should just be concerned about everything. But I do laugh. I mean, it is, at some point, it's not early anymore. But the people that are going, Pete Alonso's Chris Davis and Chris Bassett is Charlie Morton, it's like, man, these guys, you couldn't have started off any worse for those types of labels to be put on you.
I don't agree with those people, number one. Let me say that. I don't agree with those people. But I will say this. I love the passion, though, man. I love the... Jeremy, it was a takeover in Pittsburgh. We gave Pittsburgh Pirates their opening day, because you know how people are on opening day. They're going to buy tickets in December. That's just how it is. But the loud O for the national anthem on Saturday and Sunday, it was... I was hoping we'd get the win on Saturday for multiple reasons. But the schedule, we do this thing called the Winterview, where if we win the game, the walk-off interview with the player of the game. And my player of the game was going to be Adley. And I was going to ask Adley about all the orange that was behind the Orioles dugout. I don't know if you guys saw it on the game. It was a sea of orange and black, that entire section. So they want to win for multiple reasons, but with this kind of passion from this fan base, And with this team going on, or I should say the fan base being dialed in, now's the best time to keep them dialed in. Because what we're seeing, it was walking across Rural Community Bridge, a lot of orange and black, Jeremy. I'm hoping they get it together before they lose those guys.
Yeah.
Those fans.
And again, I go back to this. I do think this Pirates team's good. I don't think there's any reason you should go and get swept by them regardless. But and because of how bad Bassett was yesterday, I think the thought process was if Bassett goes deeper into the game, then maybe Povich starts today. And it looks like Suarez is going to get tapped on the shoulder and say, hey, we need you.
It's starting to smell like a bullpen game. Final four at 6:45, but on the other side, Jeremy, let's keep it here. Birds are swept in Pittsburgh. A lot of you already getting nervous. Is it more the same from 2025? Want to hear from you. Baltimore's Big Bad Morning Show on The Fan.
This is The Fan, baby. Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie. Inside Access. Live on YouTube weekdays 6 till 6. Search Baltimore 105.7 The Fan. Subscribe for daily shorts right to your phone and never miss what you missed. The Fan.
We're going to shake Pittsburgh off of us. Shake it off of us. We're in Chicago right now, playing the White Sox, getting ready for some baseball tonight. Don't miss the start of tonight's game. We're going to start on Masson and Masson Plus. Pre-game coverage begins at 7. First pitch at 7:40. Masson is your home for Orioles baseball. No cable, no satellite. Who cares? No problem. Every Masson Orioles game also streams live on the all-new, totally refreshed Masson Plus app. Visit MassonSports.com and sign up for Masson Plus Season Pass for only $99.99. Offer expires April 23rd.
This report is sponsored by AAA Tire and Auto Service. Come into your local AAA Tire and Auto Service and save $15 on any oil change. Offer includes a free tire rotation, and you'll earn $7 toward your next service with Duramax dollars. Offer ends April 30th. See store for details.
Attorney Aaron Snyder here. Injured in an accident? Call Cohen, Snyder, and Eisenberg, 1-800-INJURED. Hi, this is Attorney Aaron Snyder. If you've been injured in an accident, Cohen, Snyder, and Eisenberg is here to help. With over 40 years of experience, we fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call 1-800-INJURED for a free consultation or visit COSECLaw.com, the people's choice.
Ready to dig? Don't miss Utility. The costs of not contacting 811 before you dig continue to rise. First-time offenders face state fines up to $2,000 and repeat offenders up to $4,000. And if you hit a line, repair bills and lawsuits could top $1 million. We know you're under pressure to get the job done, but contact 811 before every dig. It's not worth the cost to miss Utility.
Hi, this is Karen Kaiser with Glen Burnie Transmissions and Jim Jennings Transmissions. For over 60 years, we have offered the best transmission repair options in the Baltimore metro area. Save hundreds of repair dollars with the same warranty versus going to your dealership. The average new vehicle costs over $50,000 today, and we want to help you keep yours on the road when the transmission fails. Email or text us for a price quote. Our websites are gbt-online.com or jjt-online.com.
Xfinity Tech Support, Matthew speaking.
Hi, I live in a pretty remote place, like Jurassic Park remote. Whoa!
Wow.
Will Xfinity Mobile work out here?
Yep, the combination of reliable Wi-Fi and 5G makes it so that you can stay connected in all kinds of places. Plus, you get access to ultra-fast speeds and coverage, whether you're poolside or out live streaming with a T-Rex.
Hold still. You're about to go viral.
Welcome to a new era of Wi-Fi boosted mobile. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Watch Jurassic Park with Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings comparison based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of February 10th, 2026. Taxes, fees, extra.
Hey, it's Rob Long. Golf fans, don't miss this. This Friday, tee off the big golf weekend at Elephant in the Room from 6 to 10 a.m. with the Big Bad Morning Show live, plus a Southern-style breakfast, full bar, and putting contest giveaways. Join us Friday morning in Middlesville. We'll be there.
Hi, it's Jonathan Cotton with the Good Feet Store. And have you tried the over-the-counter products for your foot pain and nothing seems to work?
If that's you, it's time to check out the Good Feet store. Stop the pain that's stopping you. Visit goodfeet.com to book your appointment today, or just stop by the store nearest you.
Improving your outdoor living space can really increase the value of your home, and Long Fence provides only the best materials and craftsmanship to guarantee longevity. Now's the perfect time with 25% off for qualified buyers. Terms and conditions apply. Go to longfence.com for a free estimate today.
From the 105.7 The Fan Traffic Center.
Starting off quiet this morning in Hartford County, though, there is an accident 95 northbound at Mountain Road. Watch for police direction there. 95 southbound still looking good at the Fort McHenry Tunnel. No delays. 895 looks good, too, in both directions at the Harbor Tunnel with no problems. I'm Scott Brady with traffic.
The Big Bang Update from the Yard.
Brought to you by Life Med Institute. Guys, regain confidence and performance in the bedroom with Gainswave Therapy at Life Med Institute. Gainswave is a revolutionary non-invasive ED treatment. Call 410-575-1200 or go to lifemedinstitute.com to find out more.
On 105.7 The Fan.
The old adage in baseball where it's like practice, with batting practice or whatever, that's just not going to cut it. I'm a believer in if players don't want to do extra work and, get their bodies tired, you got to make sure you perform in the game because the game is the ultimate indicator of what you need to work on. So, we have to stay with our work and continue to work on the fundamentals even in batting practice or before the game starts. So we have to really double down on that.
And that seems to be the biggest question mark from the fan base about the team, Jeremy, the fundamentals of the game. Not just hitting fundamentals, but fielding fundamentals. What happened on Saturday, missed opportunities for double plays, and people say you can't assume a double play. Yeah, you can. You can't assume a double play and give a guy an error. I get that if he gets it out. But don't tell me you can't assume a double play. You can absolutely. That's why when you make him, they call them tailor-made double plays.
Yeah.
If they weren't assumed, there wouldn't be a phrase called tailor-made double play.
And I don't think Adley's going to get popped for dropping a ball that could have struck out Connor Griffin to start it off and maybe get you out of that inning. But it happened, and now you're looking at a situation where the kid ropes one. So
yeah.
You can point at everything and kind of joking about it last segment with, clicking that button and all of a sudden the bullpen doesn't work and the offense doesn't work. And when the offense is working, the other parts don't. I mean, it was kind of a comedy of errors. Like, how can we lose 3 games? Let me show you 3 different ways. And they managed to do that.
Because the 8th and 9th innings of that game Saturday was, oh my gosh, man, it was painful. Yeah. It was absolutely painful. And I'm sure it was to them. That's the crazy thing about it. Can you imagine being on the other side of it, where you had the game in your fingertips and you just let it slip out? I mean, Nunez is a converted third baseman. Anthony Nunez, a converted third baseman. He played third base in college, and they moved him to a pitcher, and like a whirlwind, he ended up playing Major League Baseball. But the story is phenomenal. But my point is, he knows how to field ground balls. He's a fielder first. And to let that, oh my gosh.
It'll take you back and get you angry all over again. It's like, all right, man, I just want to forget about this weekend. Let's go beat up the White Sox. And then I think some people are going to have questions about that.
They sweep the Blue Jays.
Yeah, they beat them up.
Yeah, so, it's the 3-0 at home for the first time since forever. And how about Ryan O'Hearn? He goes 2 for 4 before RBI. It was great. I will say this, though. Side story, Jeremy. It was great seeing him. I was sitting there talking to Nate from the PR department, sitting in the dugout way before the game, super early before the game. And I saw Nate pop up and went to the top step of the dugout, like mid-conversation. Like, well, that was rude. And I looked up where he was looking, and you see Ryan O'Hearn coming across the field from the street to get to the clubhouse, and just having a chance to talk to him was good. And it's just one of the good guys in his organization, and I wish him nothing but success. Just didn't want it to happen yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, like I told you at the beginning of the year, I got a bunch of buddies up in Pittsburgh. I go on their shows all the time, and they were asking me about Ryan O'Hearn, and I'm like, I think you guys are going to love him, but, it's one of those things that if he's out there a ton, I think you can start to see some of the struggles with lefties, but, man, does he eat up right-handed pitching. And he'll pretty much do whatever you ask of him. So I think he's one of those guys that I don't know that he puts you over the top, but he does make your team better.
You know who he is? Every team needs one. He's that guy. Every team needs one. You know what I mean?
I thought specifically you were going to tell me who he is.
No, he's the guy that every team needs one of those. You need a Ryan O'Hearn. You need a guy that's going to do what he's asked to do and be a professional hitter. He's turned himself into a professional hitter. A guy that was jettisoned by the Kansas City Royals. And he ended up signing, this doesn't say a lot, was the highest free agent contract by a position player in the history of the franchise of the Pirates.
Yeah.
This doesn't say a lot.
No. I mean, as we went to it, like the last time they had signed somebody before this year was Ivan Nova. It was a 2 years, $16 million.
That's
as a free agent, that's insane.
That's absolutely crazy. 410-583-1057. Chris in Parkville. What's up, Chris? Chris?
Morning.
There we go.
What's up, Chris? Good morning, gentlemen.
How you doing?
Good. Rob, I couldn't agree with you more about O'Hearn. It's good to see him doing well, but like you, not against us.
Yeah, wait, man. Don't be doing that now. Do that tomorrow.
Yeah, but it seemed like whenever we needed something to happen, just a spark, it was his bat. It came off his bat.
Yeah.
But on the Orioles, we've had this conversation before. I concur with you two guys. This season is in its infancy. The sky's not falling. You got new complementary players. So I think we'll know the true identity of this team in about a month and a half or so. You know, it takes a little while. A lot of the people that are, they're just passionate fans, like you were saying.
Yeah.
But we'll have an idea of their true identity, but it'll be after a little while. They have to, the order and such, and they're players that are playing together that haven't played together before. So.
Hey, Chris, appreciate it, man. I like Chris's outlook. I mean, he's good. He's probably in the minority, but I do appreciate his outlook. I do.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's people get tired of hearing you say it's still early, even though it's early, but it can get late real early as well. To sit here and say that there are no issues and like everything's going to be fine, but again, like if we look at it, it's been 2 starts for Bassett, it's been 2 starts for Boz, and Boz didn't look good starting off, but I felt like he finished stronger. Rogers has been as advertised. Radish had that one bad inning. But all those things add up to be who you are right now, and it goes back to what a lot of people have said. You don't want to play teams like the White Sox and the Pirates in March and April. You want to play them later on in the year when they know, hey, they ain't making anything. I think it might be different for the Pirates this year,
I think it's different for the Pirates, absolutely.
I've been beating that drum a little bit because I think their pitching's really good.
That's a good baseball team. Now O'Neal Cruz can hit lefties.
Yep.
Now he's hitting lefties. Come on, man. Let's go to Mike in Harford County. What's up, Mike?
Hey guys, good morning. So I think what we need is a spark, because did you see Pittsburgh this week when they brought Griffith up? That was a spark to a team. I mean, they caught fire, and we got caught up in that. We need a spark, and I think we got to bring Bradford up. He might not be Adam Jones, but he might be Paul Blair, and the defense that he brings, and just the speed. The Calder situation, I'm getting fed up with him.
Mike, let me say this, Mike. I don't know. See, Bradford is not the level of prospect that Griffin is. You're talking about the number 1 prospect in all of baseball. That's why that's a spark. I don't know if that's the same level.
Have you seen the numbers with Calzer and changeups?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. In his career, he's been thrown 645 changeups. He's swung at 304 of them. He only has 25 hits against them. He had an at-bat this weekend where they weren't throwing anything but changeups at him, man, and he's not hitting them. Right now, 196 average, 38. Well, I'm sorry, no, that's off of this. His numbers right now, especially against changeups, are just god awful.
Well, I want to go back to what Mike said about Bradfield. Connor Griffin is the number 1 prospect in all of baseball.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Enrique Bradfield coming up will have the same level of impact.
No, but it makes your defense better, but you're wondering what he brings from an offensive standpoint.
Yeah,
right?
That's what I mean. I mean, I don't know. I think you'll have more. the spark is because, it's about time this kid came up. Even though it's been a short time, he's a teenager.
Maybe the spark is Jackson Holiday when he finally
Yeah, something like, I think Enrique Bradfield is going to be a good baseball player, but I think he has to really dominate at some point offensively and say, okay, now it's time. I don't think, Griffin, Bradfield is the same level of impact to provide that kind of spark. Yep. No. 410-583-1057 is the number. Baltimore's Big Bad Morning Show on the Fan. Jeremy Allen from Elephant in the Room will join us at 7 o'clock to talk about the Big Bad Breakfast over there. We're going to have on Friday. But on the other side, you brought it up. Trevor Rogers has been money, Jeremy. Money. But right now, as it stands right now, is he the only reliable starter in the rotation? Baltimore's Big Bad Morning Show on the Fan.
Welcome to the NFL Draft.
Insights and analysis from the Fans. Vinny Serrano, former NFL General Manager and Director of Player Personnel.
He'll go up and get the ball. I mean, it was impressive watching him on film, but he is a really good tackler. He'll come up hard, aggressive.
Every day, Vinny provides grades and predictions for Ravens players and teams in our division.
Baltimore Ravens flag.
Never miss a moment. Subscribe to Vinny and Haynie on the free Odyssey app.
Traffic brought to you by Comprehensive Injury Prevention Solutions. Just like athletes, workers need preparation to perform safely. The Career Care Program from CIP Solutions builds ergonomic confidence into every shift, reducing strain and preventing setbacks before they happen. Learn more at careercare.co. Stronger teams, fewer setbacks. Traffic is sponsored by Constellation Home.
Need a new water heater today? Call the Constellation Home Hot Water Hotline at 888-243-2120. Right now, save up to $200 with same-day installation available. And if you find a better price, we will match it. Terms and conditions apply. 89794.
Hey, it's Rob, here with David, a recent graduate of the JATC Apprenticeship Program. David, why did you enter the program?
My first daughter was born, and I had to make the decision to get my life together and find a real career.
So how are you doing now?
Honestly, I'm the most stable I've ever been in life.
Would you recommend the JATC to others?
I would recommend the JATC program to literally every person in the workforce. It was the best decision I've ever made.
Awesome, man. Thanks, David. To learn more, go to JATC24.org.
Hey, it's Vinny Serrano. Right now, Town Appliances is celebrating their 47th anniversary, and that means big savings on select appliances for you. Shop over 70 trusted brands, including Whirlpool, KitchenAid, JennAir, and more. For whatever home project that you're working on, this is the time to do it with nationwide delivery. Town Appliance makes it easy to shop in their beautiful showroom. Just ask for Mayor & Mayor for service that you can trust. Stop by the modern showroom off Reisterstown Road. Call, text, or start shopping today at townappliance.com.
So we're on for tonight? It's game time. I'm expecting you to bring your A game and the nachos.
I'll be honest, I don't think I can go big every game. That's a lot of cheddar.
Come on, the playoffs only happen once a year. You got the Upside app, right? It's free cash back on gas, groceries, dining out, all of it.
Yeah, I use it sometimes for gas.
You gotta step up your game. You can get cash back on your groceries too. Not just gas.
So I've been missing out.
Big time. I got Upside helping me a lot. So are you in?
Yeah, checking Upside. I think I can spring for the good guacamole.
Get ready for game day. Download Upside and use promo code RIM to earn an extra $5 cash back on your first purchase. That's promo code RIM for an extra $5 cash back. Remember, use promo code RIM for an extra $5 cash back.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications that top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/music.
ethos.com/music. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
CFG Bank Arena is officially one of the hottest concert venues in the world. Just named the 4th busiest concert arena in North America. And 2026 is already stacked with shows from Megan Maroney, Barry Manilow, Olivia Dean, and more major announcements on the way. Want the best seats without the stress of public on sales? With a CFG Bank Arena Flex Pass, you choose the shows you want all year long. No queues, no chaos. Visit CFGBankArena.com and get your Flex Pass today. CFG Bank Arena, the biggest shows, the best seats, your way.
Swing into savings during the Grand Slam sales event at Bob Bell Kia. Line up your pick from 4 great models under $30K. Credit issues? You're safe at home with us. Don't get left on base. Shop now at BobBellKia.com.
Fanverary is coming soon. Saturday, April 4th at Barrel House Live in Falston. Don't miss this fun-filled event celebrating 17 years of sports talk in Baltimore from the 1057 The Fan Traffic Center.
It is quiet this morning in Hartford County. 95 northbound at Mountain Road cleared that accident. All lanes are now open. 95 southbound looking good at the Fort McHenry Tunnel. No delays. 895 looks good both directions at the Harbor Tunnel. I'm Scott Brady with traffic.
From the OutGuide.com sports desk, here's Joe LaCroix.
The Pirates shellacked the Birds yesterday 8-2, earning a series sweep of your Baltimore Orioles. Starter Chris Bassett will give up 6 earned runs in just 2 innings of work. Former Oriole Ryan O'Hearn would drive in 4 of those, and O'Neill Cruz would go yard off of Cade Povich, a 2-run shot in the 6th inning to cap off Pittsburgh's scoring. But overall, just an awful weekend for the O's as they struggled in nearly every facet of the game. Here's skipper Craig Albernaz with his thoughts on a rough start to the season.
It's a long season, it's a marathon season, but the biggest thing is we still have a lot of work to do. You know, we had a great camp, we're in spring training. I know spring training's over with, but, you know, we're trying to redefine ourselves as getting back to fundamental baseball, playing clean baseball, doing the little things right, and the work's still not done.
Albernaz hated what he saw so much yesterday. He hit the showers early. Albie earned his first career ejection on Sunday in the 3rd. The now 3-6 O's continue their road trip this evening with the first of 3 against the White Sox. And the fan will have your pregame coverage with Baltimore baseball tonight, presented by Jerry's Home Services from 6 to 7 p.m. with first pitch slated for 7:40 Eastern. And tonight on The Fan, it's the men's national championship game with Michigan facing off against UConn. Coverage via Westwood One begins at 7 with tip-off just after 8:30. Your Monday forecast from the Bob Bell Kia Nissan of Essex Weather Center. Partly cloudy skies and breezy. Highs in the upper 50s. This Fan Flash is sponsored by Farnan and Dermer. Call the comfort guys, Farnan and Dermer. Right now from BGE, get up to $3,000 off select high-efficiency HVAC systems. For details, call 410-367-7777 today. I'm Joe LaCroix, Ravens Terps, and your home for the most Orioles coverage. We are 105.7 The Fan.
A cop, a coach, a con man, and an average Joe. The Big Bad Morning Show, 105.7 The Fan.
Baltimore's Big Bad Morning Show on The Fan. Rob Long, Jeremy Kahn, Ed Norris on vacation this week. I'm in Chicago. Jeremy's holding it down in Baltimore. Jeremy, right now, as it stands, whenever you hear the Orioles starter, you hear Trevor Rogers, your thoughts are?
I mean, the guy I trust the most, but then,
Okay, just initially, Trevor Rogers starting now, you think?
stopper. I think if that's the guy you want out there. That's your game 1 starter in any situation right now. If moving on from that to the playoffs or whatever, when that time comes, this is the guy you want on the mound in the most key games.
Right now, 2-0, 1.38 earned run average. He's struck out 8 batters in 13 innings, only given up 2 earned runs, 9 hits. He is still the guy that we keep saying, well, can he be that guy again? Will it run out? I don't know. I don't want to stop predicting it and anticipating it, to be honest with you, until it happens. Do you have the same feelings right now, as it stands? I'm not talking overall, about any other starter in that rotation.
I feel the same way about Bradish, but it's like, again, is it a hard sell right now because of the first 2 starts? Maybe for some, but it's 2 starts. I've seen more of him to know who he is or who I believe he is. The one that everybody's going to point out is Bassett, that you're ultimately concerned about. I'm not even concerned about Boz. I think he's going to be fine. But yeah, and again, figuring out who the fifth starter is going to be. Is Kramer eventually getting called up? Was this just a numbers game until then? But right now, for me, the two guys that I trust would be the two that you named, in Rogers and Bradish.
And for me, I know what Boz's potential is, but that's what it is. It's potential. Now, in his defense, 2 games, 3.27 earned run average. He has not been bad. Could he be better? Yeah, but Jeremy, if he finished the season with a 3.27 earned run average, what would you say?
That's phenomenal.
So why does it feel like it's worse?
Because he's had a lot of base runners on, and this dumbass thing that happens in baseball that I still don't understand. When a pitcher has a throwing error, the runs don't count against him. Why not? He's the one that threw it. I understand the first baseman's error doesn't count against the pitcher's ERA, so maybe his numbers should work or look a little bit worse than what they are. But
he caused the run as a fielder, not a pitcher. It wasn't what he did.
But he did it.
In the batter's box.
It doesn't matter. He did it. Like the reason that it's not an earned run is because someone else made the error. I don't understand why a pitcher, when he makes the error, it's not an earned run. And again, it doesn't matter that it's in the field. It's him.
Do you have his numbers in front of you? I'm hoping you don't.
I don't. No.
Okay. What's his whip? Just throw one out.
I would guess like
whips.
I would guess like 1.25,
1.18.
Okay.
Why does it feel like his numbers are worse than they are?
Yeah.
I looked at his numbers last night when putting this segment together. I'm like, wow, his numbers as it stands right now. If he finishes the season with these numbers, we say, damn, that was a good trade.
Yeah, we'd like the whip to come
down
down.
that way right now.
The whip's a little high, but again, I think if you're getting that type of ERA and if his strikeouts are up, right now he hasn't looked like the strikeout pitcher I think he can be.
Yeah, because there's been more. Last year he was more strikeouts than innings pitched.
I think he had to because you didn't want the bat on the ball in that Tampa Bay Stadium or the Yankees minor league stadium.
He didn't.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I got to make everybody miss because who knows where this damn thing's going.
410-583-1057 is the number. Baltimore's Big Bad Morning Show on the Fan.
I was gonna say to you, like, are you concerned over Bassett after what you saw in spring training and then now? Yeah.
Yeah, but remember, listen. Bassett, the person, man, I love this dude. Man, he is the dude. I'm telling you, he's one of the guys you look forward to seeing when you go in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
I'll say that. I'll put that out of the way. But remember, I wasn't in love with the signing.
Yeah.
I wasn't in love with it. You know what I mean? For many reasons. I want to give it some time. I do. But, yeah, I don't know who Bassett is now. Yeah, I know what he used to be. I know who he was. But my entire point about the signing was, well, who is he now?
Rob, I know Jake Rowe tweeted it out, but I saw it from Zach Bollinger from Ryan Ripken Show where he wrote, Chris Bassett was on the aux in the Orioles clubhouse for his start day, and he played nearly the entirety of Lil Wayne's The Carter 4. And I'm all for it, man. That's
misrepresentation. That's a misrepresentation.
Okay, then who played it?
Because I don't know if he was in the clubhouse the entire time. This dude played country music that I never heard of before. This dude played Kid Rock. This dude played Young Jeezy, and then he played the Carter 4.
So he's all over.
Yes. See, that's a misrepresentation of who Chris Bassett is.
I think I kind of like that even more now that he played all this.
That's why I'm telling you, because I do. First, I'm like, man, what the hell is he playing? Yeah. Then I'm like, ooh, okay. Ooh, all right. Man, he played cocky. I'm talking about that Kid Rock. He played that Kid Rock.
The high top fade?
Exactly. Dude, he was all over the place.
I think he was just Bobby Ritchie back then. That's all it was.
I said to the other media members, I said, look, note to all of us. We're not getting pre-game interviews when Chris Bassett pitches. I said, why? You hear the volume of this thing? And the way he blasts it.
Yeah.
It is his playlist. I'm like, at first I was like, man, that's country music. Then I'm like, why is Kid Rock on?
And then he got on repeats this weekend. Yeah.
And then he went deep. He went way down that Lil Wayne rabbit hole. Way down that Lil Wayne rabbit hole. So that tweet was a misrepresentation of what it really was about. Let's go out to Baltimore and get Daryl. What's up, Daryl?
Hey, good morning, my two favorite guys. What's happening, man?
What's up, man? How you doing, man?
Not much, man. I'm all right. Listen, I'm the Orioles. The only thing about the Orioles right now I'm worried about a little bit the hitting itself, I think the guys that hit are usually come around and do what they do. But I'm worried about the range, man, and the outfield. It seems like they don't get the balls, and it's not like they're making a ton of errors, but that can be misconceived when you don't get to the ball that I think you should be able to get to.
Daryl, I'm with you. That was one of my fears before the season began. Thanks a lot for the call. I'm with him.
It's tough, man. This has been a tough watch early on with who you've played and how you performed. And then once we get into some of these AL East games, it's not any better up in Boston. Red Sox fans have been losing their minds. The Yankees are riding high. The Blue Jays, same thing. It's been up and down. So it's not like anybody's running away with it, although the Yankees have been playing good baseball. But you don't like to see this start from the team when you felt like they bettered themselves in the offseason. And right now, according to most fans, it doesn't look like they did.
410-583-1057. That's the number. Baltimore's Big Bad Morning Show on the Fan. Jeremy Allen from Elephant in the Room will join us at 7 o'clock to talk about the Big Bad Breakfast we're going to do on Friday to get you teed up for the Masters event. But on the other side, Jeremy Kahn.
Yes.
I told you about that UConn Huskies team, my man. I told you about that UConn Huskies team.
Man, shut up.
Now they take on Michigan tonight, 7:50. We're talking Final Four from Saturday and the championship game tonight on the Fan.
Baseball is back on the Fan. It's a new year, new attitude. Follow your hometown team all season on the Fan. Ryan Ripken, Mike Bordick, and Steve Molesky headline our baseball coverage along with Bob Haynie and Tim Barbalase. Your hosts on Baltimore Baseball Tonight. Spread the word around. Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan. This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
UConn takes on Michigan tonight in the men's national championship game. If Michigan wins, they become the first Big Ten team to win a title in nearly 30 years. On the flip side, if UConn wins, Dan Hurley becomes the first coach to win 3 championships in 4 years since John Wooden did it with UCLA in the early 70s. That's 50 years ago. A lot of history on the line tonight. I'm Dan Daddy.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Risa, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Traffic is sponsored by the Ouch Guy. 877-OUCH-911.
Ouch! You got hurt and didn't call 877-OUCH-911? Honey, even I know which attorney to call when you're injured.
Grandma's right. I'm the attorney that gives a shit. Follow Grandma's advice and call 877-OUCH-911 or OUCHGuy.com.
Traffic brought to you by Elephant in the Room, a new locally owned restaurant now open in Millersville. Hey, it's Rob Long. Golf fans, don't miss this. This Friday, tee off the big golf weekend at Elephant in the Room from 6 to 10 a.m. with the Big Bad Morning Show live, plus a Southern-style breakfast, full ball, and putting contest giveaways. Join us Friday morning in Millersville. We'll be there.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
It's about time delivery worked on your schedule. Same day, next day, or scheduled in advance. However you plan it, the Home Depot delivers the whole job. From drywall to doors, plumbing to paint, we'll get it there when you need it. Because on the job site, timing is everything. You order, we deliver. It's that easy. The Home Depot Pro. It's about time.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Mid-40s this morning. Today, partly cloudy, high of 58. This weekend, upper 60s.
Weather brought to you by Staples. From posters and presentations to labels and loyalty cards, Staples has all the print to boost your brand. Shop now in-store and online. Staples. That was easy.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
You don't need approval, you don't need explanations. Now is the time to feel something good at Lion's Den. Kaysville, Cockeysville, Severn, Pasadena, doesn't matter where you go, it's great everywhere. Or check them out online at lionsden.com. But check them out, you're going to love it.
From the 105.7 The Fan Traffic Center.
Quiet this morning. 95 southbound looking good at the Fort McHenry Tunnel. No delays. 895 looking good both directions at the Harbor Tunnel. In Howard County, US 29 northbound at River's Edge Road, there's an accident. I'm Scott Brady with traffic.
Rob, Jeremy, Ed, and Joe. The Big Bad Morning Show. Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
Baltimore's Big Bad Morning Show on the Fan. Jeremy had got me for the first time. I said, tip off at 7:50. It is 7:50 here in Chicago. It's 8:50 where you guys are. I stand corrected.
Got me all excited.
I stand corrected. Yeah, I know. The Final Four, as I said last week, when you get this far in the tournament, talent does matter. But when talent is virtually even, the difference is coaching. And that dude, Dan Hurley, right now, it's hard to find anybody better. And to watch his team work, and to watch him work and play chess for 40 basketball minutes is a thing of beauty. And once again, he did it on Saturday.
Yeah, I saw something this weekend where it said Illinois' worst 3 scoring games, I think it's over the past 5 years, have all been against UConn. To which somebody said to me, "It's like, why did you like Illinois so much?" And I'm going, none of that stuff matters with this team.
No, it don't matter.
You know, like this team, we've been talking about how the Illinois team, they went a different route and started recruiting all these foreign-born players. And if you go back just a few years ago when they had Ida Sumu and the rest of those cats, like they were recruiting in-state and getting the best Chicago players they could find. But yeah, I mean, they fell behind early. They tried to make a run. UConn nipped it in the bud. I mean, I give credit to players, but Rob, the one thing you said about coaching, to me, came true. Once Illinois made their run and cut it to 4, I thought a master class was put on the last 3 minutes from UConn.
Oh, yeah. I loved it. I mean, I get why people don't like him. I understand it. because we want personalities to always agree with us. I get it. But I love Dan Hurley, man.
I love the fact that people hate him. I think it makes me like him even more.
Yeah, I mean, because why do you... We want to... It's funny how we just want to connect with everybody. I just want to connect with him. I want him to be a good guy. I get asked that question all the time. Is he a good... About this player. Is he a good guy? Why does it matter? Why do you care if he's a good guy or not? Does he do his job? I don't care who Dan Hurley is. Two things I care about. His players love him. They love him. So what you think about him, to me, is irrelevant. His players love him. They rally around him. They fight for him. They play for him. And that's why I like. And on top of that, this dude can coach his ass off.
Yep.
He can coach his ass off. He's going to face another guy that can coach too, and that's Dustin May in Michigan. And by the way, very talented basketball team.
You know what I love about Michigan is like their 3 or 4 best players are all transfers that they found in the portal of players on other teams that, you know, the other teams weren't using them properly, and you bring them all in and you get them to buy in. I like the fact that May said he's pulling his name out of the UNC job search, but, you know, sometimes people pull their names out and then put it back in after the season's over. But we'll wait and see what happens with them. But I do think he's done a wonderful job, and their guards, Cadeau has been playing his ass off. Everybody knows about Lindenborg and the bigs that they have, but they're just loaded, man, and I think they handle business again tonight. I think this is a juggernaut that a lot of teams weren't ready for.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Now, I would think this would be a little bit different if Hurley had like a week to get ready for him, and maybe you find some things that you like, but to run it back this quickly, I don't know. I just think Michigan's way too talented.
I don't feel as strongly about this one as I did about Illinois. Jeremy, you and I talked. I was dismissive about Illinois. Yeah. You know, I was just complete. Nah, they don't. I felt Illinois had no chance. To be honest with you, I heard everybody else and their talk and their chatter. I felt Illinois had no chance. This one right here, I don't feel like UConn doesn't have a chance.
But there's a reason why it's a 7-point spread in the national championship.
I was going to say, it's right now 7.5. The only thing, I feel like they have a better chance in covering than they have in winning.
I think Michigan, there was an overnight caller, by the way, there's a bunch of local overnight callers, but there was a caller on the show overnight that was a Michigan fan, and he said what I believe is that Michigan does what they do. They go on one of those 14-2 runs, and then all of a sudden you're like, how the hell did that happen? Are we really down 12? Like, you know, and then all of a sudden that's when, I'm not saying the panic sets in, but then Michigan's got you right where they want you at that point.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting game tonight. 410-583-1057 is the number. I mean, don't get me wrong. Let's not sit here and act like UConn's not going to have a chance in this basketball game. But I agree that Michigan, again, I'm not as froggy about this one as I was.
Yeah. But I mean, my whole thing is, like, I'm not trying to be dismissive. I'm just telling you kind of what I think happens, because I picked UConn. I had Michigan over UConn in the championship, and I still can't win my tournament, which is great. I think I can finish 5th or 4th. But I had UConn on a ticket to win it all because I liked the price tag on it, and I'm sitting here holding that, and I still think Michigan wins. And it sucks because you can't even hedge your bet now because Michigan's such a large favorite.
I had a great weekend.
Yeah, you were talking about some of the games. The
three-leg parlay, all underdogs, all money line. South Carolina, they won Final Four game. UCLA, they won their Final Four game. UConn, they won their Final Four game. I just took the money line because you get more with the money line. It's either a straight up win. And I had a really, really good weekend.
Nice.
Wow.
And I'm glad. I just wish the Orioles could have won at least one for you.
Yeah, I can't bet on that anyway.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna leave tonight's game alone. I mean, UConn, Michigan. I'm leaving that one alone.
I'm all over Michigan tonight.
But see that, you know me, Jeremy. I don't bet a lot of money, so I have to find an underdog that I believe in, that I truly believe in, because most of the time to maximize that little bit of money that I bet, I'm going money line.
Yeah. Well, and again, when you start you do those money line parlays, and then all of a sudden you see how quickly it adds up. But you still need them to win outright. You know, that's the tough part of this sometimes.
See, my theory, and I've told Jeremy this before. This is my theory in betting. I don't, and I call it betting because the amount of money I put ain't a gamble. It's not a gamble at all. I'm betting about $25, $30. When I feel real good, like I did this weekend, I'll do 50.
Yeah.
And I'm going all out. I want to get as much money out of that as I can. I'm not putting in $25 to win 70. Come on, man. That's what are you doing?
Yeah. I mean, look, I've seen some people that love to bet the big money, like you're talking about money lines, that like to take all these big favorites and they'll take 7 or 8 of them, saying there's no way they lose, parlay them together and try to make even money off of it. And then eventually, what normally happens is one of them always loses.
Yeah, I'm going to bet the amount of money that if I lose, it's essentially lunch money.
Yeah.
It's cheaper than 2 bourbons. Are the Orioles a poor fundamental team? We'll talk about that at 7:15. But on the other side, Jeremy Allen joins us from Elephant in the Room. We're going to talk about Friday's Big Bad Breakfast on the Fan.
Big Bad Morning Show. Vinny and Haynie. Inside Access. Live on YouTube weekdays 6 till 6. Search Baltimore 1057 The Fan. Subscribe for daily shorts right to your phone and never miss what you missed. 1057 The Fan.
It's springtime in Baltimore, which means baseball is back, and it's time to start thinking about getting your AC system in tip-top shape for summer. Farnham & Durmer, Maryland's oldest HVAC company, has been serving this community for over 100 years. They're the comfort guys, and they're my guys that are keeping families like mine and yours comfortable with their energy-efficient HVAC systems. Act now and receive $3,000 off select high-efficiency HVAC systems from BGE. And be sure to schedule an AC Precision tune-up with Farnham & Durmer today, because before you know it, the sweltering summer heat and humidity will be here. Preventative maintenance keeps your system running at peak efficiency and ensures your system will operate at its best when the weather changes for just $89. Farnham & Durmer will conduct a precision tune-up that will have your AC cranking and ready for the summer heat. Need a repair? Same-day service is available. That's because Farnham & Durmer are your rapid response heating and AC repairs and replacement specialist. So call the Comfort Guys today at 410-367-7777 or visit them at farnhamdurmer.com. Farnham & Durmer, Baltimore's most reliable air conditioning, heating, and plumbing service. They've been making your family's comfort their family's business since 1902.
We're joined by Dr. Zaid from Orthopedic Associates of Central Maryland, a division of CAO. Dr. Zaid, as summer sports ramp up, what trends are you seeing in young athletes?
As kids begin club sports in the summer, and also after they return from summer break, we do see a big rise in overuse injuries, especially in the knees and shoulders.
So what do you mean by overuse injuries?
Pain that can develop over time, often without a specific injury. For example, tendonitis in the knee is common. While it's usually something minor, it's important to make sure it's not something more serious like stress fractures or cartilage injuries.
What about shoulder injuries?
Shoulder overuse is just as common as the knee, especially in a lot of summer overhead sports like baseball, volleyball, and swimming. Usually these injuries respond well to rest, physical therapy, and anti-inflammatories, especially if they're treated early.
And how about more serious injuries?
We do also see a lot of acute knee injuries like ACL or meniscus tears. These shouldn't be ignored. Continuing to play through them can lead to long-term damage. Recovery time does vary, but early treatment is key.
If you or anyone in your family needs help with an orthopedic or sports-related injury, please visit mdbonedocs.com. That's mdbonedocs.com.
Problem gambling is on the rise in Maryland, and it's important you know the score. That higher rates of depression, divorce, and bankruptcy affect everyone in a gambler's life. That children and teens who gamble have higher risks for developing serious gambling problems as adults. Learn the risks. Get the facts. If you or someone you know needs help, call 1-800-GAMBLER 24/7 or go to helpmygamblingproblem.org. Services are free and always confidential.
The weather is warming up and baseball season is here. The perfect time to hang out at Cross Street Market, Baltimore's go-to spot in Federal Hill. Warm up with Ceremony Coffee and a treat from Crepe Crazy. Or enjoy great food, beer, and cocktails at stalls like Pizza to Joey, Theo's Rolls and Bowls, Dashi Ramen, Southside Burger, and the Red Hot Jollof Bowl. And don't forget Watershed, our anchor seafood restaurant with a rooftop deck and table service. There's always a reason to tell your friends, I'll see you at the market.
The problem with radio is we can't show you our new box packed with a KFC snacker, 5 nuggets, fries, and a drink for just $7. So you'll just have to trust us when we say the crispy golden fried breading will make your mouth water. You'll have to trust us when we say this is a ridiculous amount of chicken for such a small price. And you'll have to really trust us when we insist that yes, it really is only $7. $7 box feast from KFC. Trust us, it's finger-licking good.
Prices and participation may vary. Tax, tips, and fees extra.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
How does the defendant plead?
Guilty.
What?
Also, objection.
You object to what?
Erroneous.
Counsel, approach the bench.
Hey, can I get a whack at the gavel?
You wouldn't settle for just any lawyer, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Join 105.7 The Fan's Baltimore Baseball tonight before every weeknight home baseball game at Pickles Pub as we broadcast live. Enjoy their 32-ounce Orange Crush. And on select nights, pick up a free 105.7 The Fan and Science & Kirk bucket hat, courtesy of Science & Kirk Lawyers. YouHaveALawyer.com.
This is WJZFM, Catonsville, Baltimore's sports talk at 105.7 The Fan, and always live on the free Odyssey app. From the OutGuide.com sports desk, here's Joe LaCroix.
Sunday afternoon in Pittsburgh, the Pirates sweep away the Birds.
That ball is belted. O'Neill Cruz to the shrubbery. And it's 8-1 Pittsburgh.
A call from Kevin Brown on Masson. O'Neill Cruz crushes one to center, a two-run shot to make it 8-1 Buccos in the bottom of the sixth. The O's would plate one more, but it was all for naught as Pittsburgh shellacks the O's, earning a series sweep. Former Oriole Ryan O'Hearn punished his former team with a two-run homer and a two-run double, all coming off of Bird starter Chris Bassett, who would give up 6 earned in just 2 innings of work. Cade Povich would then bridge the gap. He'd surrender a pair in 5 2/3. And skipper Craig Alvarez was tossed in the top of the third, the first ejection of his young managerial career. And now 3-6 O's continued their road trip this evening with a first of 3 against the White Sox. And the fan will have your pregame coverage with Baltimore baseball tonight, presented by Jerry's Home Services from 6 to 7 p.m. with first pitch slated for 7:40 Eastern. And tonight on The Fan, it's the men's national championship game with Michigan facing off against UConn. Coverage via Westwood One begins at 7 with tip-off right around 8:50. Your Monday forecast from the Bob Bell Kia Nissan of Essex Weather Center. Partly cloudy skies and breezy. Highs in the upper 50s. This Fan Flash is sponsored by Dubo Law. It only takes one swing to change the game. And when a car accident changes your life, Dubo Law is here to help. When you've been hurt in an accident, call 410-ASK-DUBO, that's ASKDUBO, for a free consultation. I'm Joe LaCroix, Ravens Terps, and you're home for the most Orioles coverage. We're 105.7 The Fan.
The Big Bad Morning Show is sponsored by Vinny Stio, your home sold guaranteed realty.
7:02 in the AM, Baltimore's Big Bad Morning Show on The Fan. I got to say it to myself all the time, Jeremy, as I'm broadcasting live here from Chicago. I'm looking at the time, and I already screwed up once by giving you guys the wrong national championship starting time tonight. So, yeah, I gotta constantly remind myself.
Don't get the wrong time for this event coming up.
I don't want to get the wrong time for this event coming up because it's going to be awesome. The Big Bad Breakfast Takeover. This is what it says. This is where Baltimore wakes up. Jeremy Kahn, one of the best things you ever did, and the only good thing you ever did knowing you in 23 years was introducing me to our next guest, the owner of Elephant in the Room, Jeremy Allen. Good morning, Jeremy.
Hey, good morning, Rob. Good morning, Jeremy.
Good morning, man. And don't get it twisted, Rob. The only reason I introduced you is because I couldn't take this spot on
Sucker. Now, Jeremy Allen, tell us what inspired you, because you called me about doing this thing on Friday. Friday, by the way, Elephant in the Room, going to have the Big Bad Breakfast Takeover from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eat, drink, win, repeat. What inspired you to do this event?
Yeah, Rob, you know, we don't actually have a lot of space in our kitchen to do breakfast and brunch, and people have been begging us to do a Southern-style breakfast. I'm a big golf fan, love the Masters, love the tournament, so I thought, what better way than try to get you guys out and inspire folks to come out for some Southern-style breakfast, talk about the Masters, and then do the show.
Yeah, I'm looking at the food, and again, I told Rob, unless I go on vacation, I typically don't eat breakfast, but I will be eating Friday morning. Chicken and waffles, shrimp and grits, biscuit and gravy.
He ain't playing around.
And you can't go wrong with a bacon flight at any place, but I'm sure it's going to be amazing there.
Yeah, I just talked to Chef probably about 5 minutes ago, and we just threw some other things on there. We got some scrapple. You know, I'm not a big guy who does scrapple unless there's somebody who can do it right. So scrapple is one of those things you don't really mess with, Rob.
No, you don't. You really don't. Jeremy Allen joining us from Elephant in the Room. I said this is like one of those infusion restaurants. You go there, and if you want a bar with the bourbon and hang out and chill out and watch the games, it's that. But also, if you want date night and upscale food and cuisine, it's that as well. How were you able to blend the two?
Yeah, it was important. It was one of those things that, I've gone places where, you kind of feel like it's a one-stop shop, and it's really good to be able to have those places where you can go and take your family, but you also can hang out with the boys, but you also can just go there by yourself and get to know the bartenders. So that was my goal, was trying to create that dynamic where everyone felt welcome, but if you were there for a purpose, you could achieve that. And we've kind of knocked that out the park since we started.
Jeremy, don't let Rob annoy your bartenders. It's the worst thing you can possibly do is have that cat coming out doing it. And speaking of it being Masters Week, a lot of cool things going on. The first 50 guests are going to get hooked up. We've got live putting contest, all kinds of giveaways. Something else you wanted to tie in because of your love of golf.
Absolutely. Yeah, I got this putting contest. That's pretty cool. The station's actually kicking in some golf packages as well. And then we got a couple golf giveaways that will give you a foursome at Renditions or a foursome at a couple other clubs. So, yeah, definitely worth coming out early in the morning. I realize it's early, but on your way to work or, as you start your day, just stop by, grab a breakfast sandwich, meet the guys, and I think they'll enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Jeremy Allen joining us from Elephant in the Room. All right, Roy, Xander, Cameron Young, Patrick Reed, John Rahm. Who do you like in this year's match? Who do you like?
I'm going to go with the guy who just won yesterday. I'm going with JJ.
Okay.
I really hope he does it. He pulls it off.
All right. Well, I tell you what, we'll love it. How do we find people on social media so they can catch up with this event? I posted it, but what's your social media handle?
Yeah, I mean, if they just go under Elephant in the Room, we pop up quite a bit on Facebook and on Instagram, Elephant Room 2025 on Instagram. But our website's easy as well, eatdrinkelephant.com. It's been real simple, but appreciate you guys, Rob. And Jeremy, yes, Rob does know the bartender. As soon as he walks through the door, they already know. So it's become that kind of thing already.
I'll apologize now for putting that on you then.
Now, one cool thing about it, Rob's probably not going to tell you, but Rob didn't know this, but I actually hired this young lady, and she's one of our best servers, and we're talking one day, and she was like, did I hear Rob Long say something about Elephant in the Room? I was like, yeah. She was like, he was my basketball coach. And I'm like, what? And she was like, yeah, Rob Long actually coached me, and of course, these two meet and connect at the restaurant, and it was so cool because I never knew, she didn't know, of course Rob didn't know, and I was like, what are the chances that we hired this young lady and she wound up playing basketball a couple years ago for Rob?
Wow,
really cool story.
Did she tell you the secret to success is actually running the score up on people? Did she tell you their ways? I don't know if it's like being a Jedi. Yeah.
No, she told me that Rob made everybody sign an NDA, so she really couldn't talk to me about it.
Yeah.
The secret sauce. Hey, Jeremy, we will see you on Friday if I don't see you Thursday.
Yes, sir.
I've been away for a while, man.
See you guys.
All right, take it easy, man. All right. Yeah, Kendall Walko, South Baltimore girl. She didn't understand hard work until she came in. Man. She adjusted, though. She got the Fed Hill. Before her going into her freshman year, she was there on Saturday morning, Fed Hill workout, Jeremy.
Running that hill?
I thought she was going to quit that day. I did. I did not expect to see her back for our next workout. And we had the next workout like maybe Monday or Tuesday. And she showed up. I'm like, wow, all right. Kendall's back.
Yeah.
I did not expect that. But this is going to be a fun event on Friday. I can't wait, man.
Yeah, again, people that get to come out early, there's all kinds of prizes and stuff you can win. And even if you're not winning, there's great food. I mean, you're going to love the food if you come out.
See, Joe, you realize, Jeremy doesn't have to travel to work on Friday.
That's 10 minutes from my house.
How long?
10 minutes.
Yeah, it is. That's right, because when I went to spring training, I parked at your house and Ubered there.
Yeah.
And pre-gamed a little bit before I got on the plane.
Pre-gamed.
Yeah, just a little bit.
You probably didn't stop from the night before, you lying ass.
No, that was post-game. It's all tight.
So, hey, real quick, while you're in Chicago, I know you said you got steaks last night. Do you have anything else planned that you want to do? Or is Chicago with the White Sox, is it not the same as maybe the trip that you get with if you're going down to Wrigley and experience some other stuff?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. Chicago's my buddy's favorite city, so.
Put it this way. We stay at the same place when we go to Chicago, whether we play the Cubs or the White Sox.
Okay.
But where we stay is closer to the Cubs. You got what I'm saying?
Yep.
You feel me?
That? Yeah, it's a lot of good. Go to that. Go get the tour of the Malort factory there.
I am. But there's also some outlet stores here too.
Okay.
Some,
for your bougie ass, is that what you're saying?
I got luggage here last year because my luggage got busted up. I got luggage, 2 suitcases that normally would have cost me hundreds of dollars. I mean, this is like top line stuff. But I got both of them for, I think, $110.
How you gonna buy luggage on vacation? Because that means, don't you have to bring it back now, so you gotta pay extra for the bags?
I threw the other one away. It was busted up.
Okay, all right. Well, that's different. Right.
Yeah, I went down to the front desk and said, "Can you guys throw this away?" The lady said, "Is anything in it?" I said,
"A body." No,
it's empty. And I chopped them up real quick. World is Stupid at 7:30, but on the other side, are the Orioles a poor fundamental baseball team? Baltimore's Big Bad Morning Show on the Fan.
If you're thinking about it
every day,
we're talking about it.
That's what I'm talking about.
105.7 The Fan.
A new season is here. Are you ready for it? Spring is here. The ballpark is jumping, and life is picking back up. But if you're still carrying around last year's extra weight, it can feel like you're stuck in the dugout watching everyone else play. At Life Med Institute, their medically supervised weight loss GLP-1 programs are built around you. Your body, your goals, your timeline. They also offer hormone optimization, IV infusions, medical grade supplements, and genetic testing to tackle the real reason stubborn weight hangs on. With on-site medical providers building your every step of the way, real results aren't just possible, they're the whole point. This season, make the call that changes everything. Schedule your free consultation at 410-575-1200 or visit lifemedinstitute.com. LifeMed has clinics in Maryland, Delaware, and Pennsylvania. And tell them Rob Long sent you.
Traffic brought to you by Comprehensive Injury Prevention Solutions. Every injury sets a crew back. The Career Care program from CIP Solutions helps you build resilience, giving teams the tools and habits that keep work moving and workers strong. Start today at careercare.co. Stronger teams, fewer setbacks. careercare.co.
Sponsored by Duke's Mayonnaise.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about Duke's Mayo. Says here it's got twang. That sounds good. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
So we're on for tonight? It's game time. I'm expecting you to bring your A game and the nachos.
I'll be honest, I don't think I can go big every game. That's a lot of cheddar.
Come on, the playoffs only happen once a year. You got the Upside app, right? It's free cash back on gas, groceries, dining out, all of it.
Yeah, I use it sometimes for gas.
You gotta step up your game. You can get cash back on your groceries too. Not just gas.
So I've been missing out.
Big time. I got Upside helping me a lot. So are you in?
Yeah, checking Upside. I think I can spring for the good guacamole.
Get ready for game day. Download Upside and use promo code RIM to earn an extra $5 cash back on your first purchase. That's promo code RIM for an extra $5 cash back. Remember, use promo code RIM for an extra $5 cash back.
Offers vary by user and location at participating merchants. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Hi, Greg Talbot with Strategic Tax Resolution. Tax enforcement and defense strategies have changed a lot over the last year. After nearly 5 years, the IRS has restarted automated collections. You could be next for bank levies and wage garnishments. Ignoring the issue is not an option. Call 443-367-9000 to get protected. You have unfiled returns or can't renew your license? We work directly with the IRS and state, so you don't have to. Let us use our proven strategies and experience with the IRS and state to resolve your tax issue. Qualified clients have cut their tax debt by more than 90%. How would that feel? Act now to learn the latest updates to tax relief programs. Your eligibility might not be the same. Strategic Tax Resolution, local, trusted, A+ rated by the BBB. Call 443-367-9000. Ask for me, Greg Talbot. 443-367-9000. you've got a guy on your side. StrategicTaxResolution.com. Get relief.
For over 80 years, Long Fence has been serving our area with only the highest quality materials and superior craftsmanship. We're family-owned, so you could say it's in our DNA. And right now, offering 25% off. Terms and conditions apply. Go to longfence.com for a free estimate today.
Traffic sponsored by JATC Local 24.
From the 105.7 The Fan Traffic Center.
95 southbound before 195, just getting a report of an accident. 895 northbound past Child Street, that's exit 9, there's an accident. And 895 southbound, still no delays to the Harbor Tunnel. 95 southbound getting heavy approaching the Fort McHenry Tunnel, but still no delays. I'm Scott Brady with traffic. Looking for a great opportunity where you can earn while you learn? Check out the Electrical Apprenticeship Program at JATC Local 24. Go to jatc24.org for more info.
Long, Ed Norris, and Jeremy Kahn. The Big Bad Morning Show. Sports Radio 105.7 The Fan.
It's a long season, it's a marathon season, but the biggest thing is, us this year, it was like we still have a lot of work to do. We had a great camp, we had spring training. I know spring training's over with, but, we're trying to redefine ourselves as getting back to fundamental baseball, playing clean baseball, doing little things right, and the work's still not done.
While in Pittsburgh, I watched that city set up for the NFL draft. I'm jealous. I'll tell you all about that at 7:45. But right now, Jeremy Kahn, you watch the Baltimore Orioles. You watch them fundamentally. Do you think they're a poor fundamental baseball team?
Right now, it looks like it. Look, you look at some of the errors that we've seen, mistakes that have been made out in the field. As you said, you can't sit here and say, yeah, that's an error because it would have been a double play, would have been 2 outs, but we all know it when it should be a routine one and it doesn't happen. And when you leave the door open, we talked about, Adley missing that slider that would have, gotten Connor Griffin out, and then all of a sudden, now you give this kid an extra at bat and he ropes one and the inning changes into a totally different ball game because of all the runs scored.